Court is now in session. The defense may proceed in their case.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I would urge you to keep an open mind. Autumn Covington is an exemplary young woman and a hard-working student at the prestigious Mayerling Academy. On October 19th, she was camping in the Santa Monica Mountains, taking a well-deserved break from her studies. And the next day, she bought a camera from a man at a gas station who desperately needed money to make some emergency repairs on his car. You will hear the testimony of Frank Covington, Autumn's father, and I expect that he will tell you that Autumn had an incredible work ethic and saved her hard-earned money with which she recently bought a second-hand vehicle, a geo-tracker. On October 22nd, she was pulled over in this vehicle and placed under arrest for a crime that she did not commit. After you have heard the testimony of my client and her father, you will conclude that Autumn Covington should be found not guilty based on circumstantial evidence presented by the prosecution. At this time, I call my client Autumn Covington to the stand.
Very well. Proceed.
Miss Covington, you weren't anywhere near Malibu Park on October 19th, were you?
Objection. Leading the witness.
Objection sustained.
Miss Covington, would you please tell this court where you were on October 19th?
I was camping up in the Santa Monica Mountains with my boyfriend Brandon that day. I left school on Friday afternoon, and I got back to campus around 10 o'clock Saturday evening.
And where did you get the camera that you had when you were stopped by Officer Finlayson on October 22nd?
I bought it just 2 days before, when Brandon and I were returning from our camping trip. We stopped at a gas station on PCH, and we met a man there who was all upset because his car had broken down and he needed a new transmission so he could get home to Oregon. Well, he offered me his Hasselblad camera for only $500, which anyone who knows anything about cameras will tell you that a Hasselblad for $500 is a gift. Fortunately, I had enough money on me at the time that I could buy the camera.
Counselor, you may cross-examine the witness.
You and your boyfriend didn't rent a spot on an established campground where you could get a receipt, did you?
No, we pitched a tent in a field. We were just sort of wandering around. I probably couldn't even find my way back to that spot again if I tried.
You probably didn't see any other people during the time you were camping, did you?
No, I don't remember seeing anybody else, but that's kind of the idea, isn't it? You don't go camping to meet people.
So you can't provide any names of any alibi witnesses, can you?
No, just Brandon, but he's with his parents on vacation in Australia right now.
Isn't it true that you purchased a used geo-tracker for $7,000 in cash just days after Robert Stein's property was stolen?
Well, yes, that's true, but I'm sure I'm not the only person who bought a used car that day.
Where did you get the money that you used to buy the tracker?
I used the money I earned last summer, washing cars and selling arts and crafts that I'd made. I always make money that way because my dad, well, he's not very generous with his money.
You probably don't have a bank statement that would reflect your savings balance, do you?
No. I've never had a bank account. Ever since I was a little kid, I'd keep my money hidden in a paper bag that I kept in the back of my closet.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Blaine?
At this time, I'd like to call Autumn's father, Frank Covington, to the stand.
Very well. Proceed.
Counselor, this is a walk in the park. Isn't it true that your daughter has earned money every year during her summers by doing odd jobs?
Objection. Leading question.
Objection sustained. Please rephrase the question.
Does your daughter have a source of income, such as a part-time job or an allowance?
My children don't receive allowances when they're away at school. I've been told that Autumn washes cars and sells things she makes, arts and crafts and whatnot. She's quite talented, really, very good with her hands.
Was she saving her money to buy anything in particular?
Well, she's wanted her own car ever since she learned to drive. I never thought it was necessary for her to have one while she was away at school, but as soon as that 18th birthday rolled around, well, there was no talking her out of it.
Thank you. No further questions.
Counselor, you may cross-examine the witness.
Did you sign a permission slip for Autumn to leave campus for the weekend of October 19th?
No, but I'm very busy and out of town a good deal of the time, so I gave Autumn permission to sign my name when necessary.
Your daughter didn't ask your permission to sign your name in this particular instance, though, did she?
No, but like I just said, she has my permission to sign my name whenever she deems it necessary.
Where does your daughter typically spend her summers?
She usually comes home, but often stays at her friends' houses. I'm often out of town on business during the summer, so we don't see too much of each other.
Where was she last summer?
I'm not sure if I remember. I was in Europe most of that summer, but I think she spent a considerable amount of time at her friend Kate Harris's house in Brentwood.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Blaine?
Well, at this time, Your Honor, I rest my case.
At this time, the court is adjourned until tomorrow, at which time we will proceed with the people's rebuttal. Counselor, please approach the bench.
Excellent cross, Counselor. And judging by his reaction, I think the defense would agree with me.
Well, you have got me riveted to the tube on this jewel heist thing. But anyway, here's something you might want to think about.
Blood's thicker than water, or so I've been told, Counselor. At any rate, I wouldn't put much stock in what that Covington girl's father has got to say.
What a day, huh? For what it's worth, I wrote down a few things you might want to consider. Pick the 3 that you think would be the most useful. All right, I'll run these up the proverbial flagpole and see if anyone salutes. I'll meet you back at the courthouse tomorrow morning for the trial. Listen to this. I think I might be onto something.
You'll never guess what happened. I'm here at the Maryland Academy with Officer Underwood. None of Autumn's dorm mates would say anything negative about her, but then I suddenly thought to check her closet in her old room where she said she had hidden her money. So we went and got the dorm parent to let us in. The room was all emptied out because Autumn had left school during trial, but apparently she didn't get to go back and pack her things herself. In the closet, we found a paper bag with a Gatsby diamond jewelry case inside. Call Officer Underwood back to the stand to authenticate the case. Mrs. Harris, did Autumn Covington spend last summer in your home?
No,
I didn't see Autumn at all during this past summer since Kate was away at tennis camp. But I'd put a stop to their friendship 2 years ago, so I wasn't likely to see her anyway. And it's for the best, believe me. Kate was always getting into trouble with Autumn, and I considered her to be a bad influence on my daughter. If you need me to, I can testify to that in court.
I checked up on Autumn's juvenile record, and it turns out it's now admissible because it holds relevant information that is in direct contradiction to her and her father's sworn testimony. Autumn was neither at Kate Harris's house nor working industriously to save up money for her first car last summer. She was in juvenile hall for her third shoplifting violation. She could not have possibly raised the $7,000 she claims to have earned by her tracker. This evidence calls into question the credibility of her entire testimony, and it is a strong indicator that she purchased the tracker with the money she got from selling the Gatsby diamond necklace. Officer Underwood is heading over to the detention facility to pick up her incarceration record. Call him back to the stand to authenticate the document.
Great, huh? Good luck.